Hi everyone, and welcome to another in the series of videos covering the main topics in how to use Foxtrot NDIS to manage your NDIS supports. This video covers the topic of adding a participant's NDIS client plan. So in an earlier video, we added a new participant, and let's open up their record and fill in their client plan. So our participant is Jill Lynch. And as you can see, she has a big dog. We find the client plan under the Plans tab here. I select that, and the participant intake process that we ran for this new participant earlier allowed us to enter some high-level details of their client plan, and we are going to now fill that in. So let's edit that client plan and have a quick look at it. And you can see that a client plan at the top level is a very simple thing with just a start date, an end date, and a review date. And it's also worth pointing out that we provide a clone plan capability, which means at the end of the period, the 12-month period, say, you can roll that plan over and create a new plan. Rather than having to type it all in from scratch, you can clone the old plan and then just make any modifications that are required. So that should save quite a bit of time, especially for more detailed client plans. So the client plan then has a number of NDIS support categories within it. And if I select the categories option there, we can see that earlier on we added one NDIS support category. I'm going to add another. So we click New Category. We come here and select the category. I'm going to add the 104 category, Core Assistance with Social and Community Participation. If you like, you can fill in some of this documentation here about the scope and providers researched, etc. I'm just going to add a budget for this support category as per our service booking. So now we've got two categories, NDIS support categories, each with a budget, and I'm going to now proceed to add one item in each NDIS support category. You will mostly be adding more than one item, but for simplicity, I'm going to add one agency managed item and one plan managed item. So click items beside the NDIS support category and then click new item. And all I need to do to add an item into this NDIS support category is select the item from the list of items that can be added to a particular category. In this case, I'm going to add a 1004 item, Assistance with Personal Domestic Activities. You can see here that Foxtrot has automatically pulled in the hourly rate from the NDIS price guide, which we maintain on your behalf with all the latest updates. And I'll just indicate that it's agency managed is the way we're going to bill for this particular support, and save. And there you are, there's the one item that's been added. And I might just edit that item and add a budget at the item level, because some of our clients like to not only budget at the category level, which is required, but also like to break that budget down at the item level. So let's say we're going to provide 48 hours of support against this item. And you can see there that the system calculates for you how many dollars out of the overall budget will be required to provide that amount of hours. And I'll just save that. I'll go back to the support categories now. And I'll add a second item into the second category. Now, just before I add this second item, perhaps it's worth talking about why we need to add items into the NDIS client plan. There are a few reasons. The main reason is that Foxtrot needs to know how to bill for each of these supports. So if it's an agency managed item, then Foxtrot will bill for the support by generating a bulk export file, which you can upload to the NDIS portal. If the item is plan managed or self-managed, then Foxtrot will create an invoice and email that invoice to either the plan manager or to the participant themselves if it's self-managed. The other reasons are that we don't want our support workers to be confronted with 800 items when they're recording their supports. They will only see the items that have been added into the NDIS client plan for the participant, and therefore this makes their job a lot easier, and also there's a whole lot less chance that they are going to select the wrong item. And the last thing is that we want to be able to track budget at the item level if you wish. The budget is automatically tracked. The amount of dollars used is updated immediately as soon as you create a new support against the category and the item. So let's add a second new item here into this NDIS support category, and this time I'm going to select a group-based support. Group activities. The rate, as we said before, comes in automatically from the price guide, and I'm going to indicate that this is plan managed, and I'm going to indicate that it's a group-based support, which means that the fee will change according to the number of support providers and the number of participants involved in the session. We can also claim centre capital cost if the activity is going to be conducted in our centre. We can charge, if we wish, a capital cost at an hourly rate. And you can see here that Foxtrot automatically knows this is the item to use for capital costs, centre capital cost. This is the item to use for provided travel costs. So that would be kilometres travelled by your providers in their vehicle. Also tolls and parking costs. And also if there happened to be an activity, some sort of an activity that you needed to charge for, such as a bus trip or something, Foxtrot knows that this is the item to use for activity-based transport costs. So let's save all of that. I suppose the point to mention there is that you don't need to add all those secondary items. You only need to add the primary item into the plan, because Foxtrot knows what items to use for those other charges. So now we've created a client plan. If I step back now to the support categories, we've got 2 support categories, and we've added an item into each. So now we're ready to record supports for this participant and run the billing. They're completely set up, and we can proceed now to provide the services. So that's all I have. Thanks for watching, and I hope you found this video useful, and let's catch up somewhere further down the line.